Hey everyone, it's Jice with the Black Business Initiative. So I'm here to talk to you today about part two of the first step of owning your business. If you checked out my last video, which was the first step in business ownership, I talked about mindset. Mindset is very important. And although people want to jump right in and get started with getting like an EIN number and filing with the Secretary of State and all of that, which is important, the first thing is really determining whether or not you are the right type of person to start a business. So if you've made that determination, congratulations. And the second part of business ownership is really having a plan. Now, let me first start by saying that people believe different things about plans. One train of thought is that you don't really need a plan and that you can just wing it and make it happen. What I say is that that's probably exception and not the rule. So I'm not going to say that there aren't people who are successful and who really have never crafted a real plan, but you don't want to build based off of the exception. On the other side, you have people who, make these really, really detailed, huge plans to submit, typically speaking, for either contracts or submit for financing. So the truth of the matter is that those options are rarely open to Black businesses, not to discourage or say that you should not do those things. But I want to talk about some of the more tangible reasons for why the everyday business owner, small business owner should have a plan. Now, a plan is important whether you're just getting started or whether you're in a place where you're trying to grow your business and you're really wanting to take it to the next level, and you realize, even if you've been in business for a few years, even if things are going pretty good, that maybe you don't actually have a plan on how you're going to grow and what that looks like. And so I want to just kind of talk about why that may be important. So one of the reasons why you need a plan is, or the main reason, why you need a plan is to really kind of dig deep into all the different aspects of your business. So if you're really good at your product or your service, what do your financial skills look like? Or do you have a good understanding of finances? Do you really know how much capital you need to either start or maintain your business? So there are other questions and things like that that really need to be pulled in. So one of the things that I take a look at is what type of business do you have? So like I said, a lot of times people are running off and they're filing with the Secretary of State. When you're filing with the Secretary of State, even when you're getting your EIN number, things like that, you're essentially telling what type of business you want to have. But have you really explored all your options before you went off and did that? So a lot of times you may start off as a sole proprietorship, or someone automatically gets an LLC or something like that without really taking the time to really look into what it takes in terms of your taxes and what that looks like, or what type of entity may be the best entity for you. But a plan would require you to go through and actually determine that before you jumped ahead and got whatever entity, and now you have to pay to make changes to it. Let's also talk about what you need to get started. Do you need a business license? Every business does not require a license, so you may need to do a little bit of research with your state to determine whether or not you need a license. Same thing with insurance, or do you need a building? Do you not need a building? How is your office going to be set up? Those types of things really come into play inside of a plan. And it makes you do the research to figure out exactly what you need and what that may cost, or pulling or looking at other resources where you may partner, things like that, to get some of those resources taken care of. Another thing that it takes a look at is your business model. First of all, if you don't know what a business model is, that would be an indication that you need a business plan. But your business model is going to talk about all of your key assets. It's like a mini plan, essentially. So it's going to talk about who your partners are, your suppliers, your vendors, what products you're selling, who's your target market, what marketing or distribution channels are you going to use, what are your sources of revenue. So a business model will kind of pull all of those into a smaller format than the business plan. But one of the key points about a business model is it talks to you about what are your revenue streams? I think this is so important. As I teach classes on business, we talk to people who have these great ideas, and then we're like, that sounds wonderful. How are you going to make money? And then they're like, oh, well, That would be another reason why you need a plan, is to actually determine how you make money, to determine your profit margin, what that looks like. Like if you're selling retail, where are you getting your wholesale from, and what's your profit margin in between to make sure that you make money on your product. That also will let you know how much of a discount, if you choose to give a discount, that you can afford to give based off of your profit margin. So all of those things kind of go inside of your business plan. Also, it talks about who your client is. So this is one thing that I find interesting, and even myself, as I do things like the Black Business Initiative, learning who your target market is. So, the general target market for the Black Business Initiative is Black business owners or people who want to start a business. But the Black Business Initiative is really much larger than that, because we're also talking to mentors, we're also talking to investors, we're also talking to resources for Black businesses. And so at the end of the day, there's a lot of different components. And although everyone may not be quote unquote a client, me understanding all of those different markets and where to pull from and where I might find those things is key. So when you're looking at building your business plan, really understanding your market, how much they're spending on what you're selling, what their interest is, what the current trends are, what areas to find those people who are going to buy what you're selling, all of those come into play. And that is information that goes inside of your business plan. Also, that helps with your marketing, because once you learn how your clientele works or thinks of what they're spending money on, it also tells you what type of marketing or where you need to put your marketing in place to attract those clients. So both of those things are going to go inside of your business plan. All right, so then let's also talk about capital. So capital is obviously very important. Capital flow goes right into, cash flow. So if you are a business, let's say contracting, landscaping, you work in the services industry, there's a good chance that you do a lot of your invoicing on a receivable schedule. So you may have a net 15, a net 30, net 60, net 90, meaning that someone may have a time frame in which you've invoiced them and then they have to pay. And if you have that means that you may have assets that are built, right? So you could have, depending on how you do your accounting, cash basis or accrual basis, on your books, you may have, $20,000 of outstanding invoices. So when you're saying, no, I have money, I have $20,000 worth of business coming in, if you have 90 days before that $20,000 is due, the question is, can your business survive those 3 months based off of your cash flow? So whatever you have in the bank now, can it cover your expenses for those 3 months until your $20,000 comes in? So that's understanding cash flow as well as capital. A lot of businesses get started and they have clients coming in and they have things going, but they go out of business before they've ever really been able to capitalize on that, because they didn't have enough running capital or cash flow in between to help themselves sustain. So if you don't know what that number looks like for you, if you don't know what that break-even number is for you, you could be operating in a very dangerous place. So those are things that go in your business plan. Okay, so, the last thing that I'll talk about in terms of a business plan is talking about how you're different, right? What's your differentiator? So if you're familiar with me personally, I have another business which also teaches business training. But that business is open to everyone. So how is this business different from that business? Well, this one is one that's specifically targeted for the Black communities exclusively. And that is where that difference is. And so what my niche is, what makes me different from other, business services businesses, is that my niche market is the Black community. And, being able to understand how you're different, so that when someone comes up to me, one, I can tell if that's the right type of client for me, and two, I can tell them what my benefit is to them. So having that information off the top of your head, being able to create an elevator pitch, or knowing what your key points to hit on when you're talking to a prospective client or a customer, all of those things are pulled together inside your business plan. So again, even if you never make your business plan an external document, you never take it anywhere, you never show it to anyone, for you yourself, for your partners, for your associates, for maybe even friends or family that you need to get behind you and give you that support. Your business plan is important for you as a living document, and I want to stress a living document, meaning that you will continue to make updates and changes to it as your business grows and so on and so forth. But that document, even if it never goes outside of your office, is for you to have a better and a deeper understanding of all the different aspects of your business. And then if you do need to use it, if you do look for investors, if you do want to take it and pitch it someplace, or, talk to people about the credibility of your business, then you also have that tangible document that you can pull from as well. So it serves that dual purpose. So I just wanted to, leave you with that information. Again, I don't want to make this video too long. I'll be coming out with some more, so definitely stay tuned. Please remember to follow us, like us. We're on Twitter and on Facebook, and obviously we're here on YouTube, so don't forget to subscribe. There will definitely be more coming out. Please, please, please stay in contact with us. We have so many things going on in 2016. We've had a lot of people reach out to us from different states, so we are working on getting some things available online. But in the meantime, if you are here locally in Denver, we have some really great events. We have one coming up in December, which I will be dropping on our social media. So, definitely stay tuned for that. It will be a free event for the community. And we have 4 really great events that we're planning for next year, as well as some additional training workshops that are outside of our primary workshop. So I'm really excited about everything that's going on. We are taking in your feedback, and we are really working on making sure that we come up with tangible solutions that that matter to you. So drop us a comment if you have one. Questions on the website. We do have a comment box, and I do answer all of those, as well as I respond online. So please stay in touch. Please share this video if you found it to be helpful. Our website is www.bbiprofessional.com.